An image that I always carry in my mind when I enter Jubilee is that this is a place of transformation. People who have lived here 15 years remember how it was in 97 or pre-97, and they see the way it is today. So they see a positive trajectory. They see hope, they see growth. So they have no choice but to hope.
Hope. It's an emotion often prayed for and rarely delivered. But in Southeast Dallas, there is a community whose name alone conjures up images of hope. It's called Jubilee Park. Jubilee was born in 1997 when a nonprofit organization and a community embraced and created real change and real hope.
It has become a place of value. If someone came to me today and said, I'll give you X amount of dollars for your house, I would have to tell them no.
Para mí, Jubilee Center es como una iglesia donde siempre la gente necesitada encuentra ayuda.
In the summer of 2009, thanks to a donation from philanthropist T. Boone Pickens, work began on a new community center and a community resource station in the heart of Jubilee. These buildings will mean more than just bricks and mortar, more than just windows and doors. These buildings represent hope and growth, prosperity and teamwork.
They can physically see the new building across the street, so they know that change is happening. And I think that sparks something within them to see how they participate in that change and that they are an agent of change and can cause more change.
But this story starts well before these buildings were even a thought. Jubilee Park was named for the 50th celebration of St. Michael and All Angels Episcopal Church. That was 13 years ago, and the story could have easily ended with 2 Habitat for Humanity homes, a plaque, and a pat on the back. But people like Walt Heumann saw so much more potential.
Each and every parcel that we bought, there's a wonderful story behind it. But the good Lord works in mysterious ways. And fortunately, we were able to assemble all 55 lots into a single entity. And hence the Jubilee Park was born. But this was not a fly-by-night outfit that came and cleaned up a couple of alleys over the weekend, patted themselves on the back, and said, what a great job we're doing in the inner city neighborhood. We're putting our money where our mouth was.
So the Jubilee Park and Community Center Corporation was formed. In the early days, Jubilee staff members were hard at work recruiting neighborhood kids for an after-school program. But it was clear Jubilee had a more comprehensive plan in mind. It was a plan built around education, safety, housing, and maybe most importantly, respect.
So I think it has taken buy-in from the community, and I see a real sense of trust. Not that we've always done things well, the Jubilee component, I mean, but we've been honest, we've been committed.
With everything that's gone on in this community, the generations of neglect, the fact that people are willing to allow us here and let us come in with different programs and be in partnership, I think that's special.
When I got the call to come to this school, the one thing that they did tell me was that I needed to turn this school around. That was the mandate that came from DISD.
In 2000, O.M. Roberts Elementary was one of the lowest performing schools in the Dallas Independent School District. There was no stability at the top, as principals at Roberts were changing year in and year out.
Trixie couldn't wait to show Nuffle Bunny to Mrs. Greengrove and all her friends in the...
But today, it's one of the best schools in the DISD, gaining exemplary status in 2008, a giant step in the turnaround of the Jubilee Park community.
And I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not. I did not come to O.M. Roberts to use this as a trampoline to go somewhere else, okay? I came here to work.
And we started putting volunteers into O.M. Roberts, and we started with 10 or 15 volunteers, and now we see anywhere from 75 to 88 volunteers a week that go in there, either work in groups or one-on-one with students.
And the children began to believe in themselves. And I think the volunteers simply give them that confidence and that extra measure of individual attention.
And we would not be able to do this without the Jubilee support. It's a village raising a child, okay? I can't do it on my own, you know. The parents cannot do it on their own, but they have to trust us. And I think that after 9 years from here and 12 years with the Jubilee, that trust is now there.
The rise at O.M. Roberts coincided with the rise with the Head Start program at David's Place. It's a safe, caring, smart environment where kids as young as 3 years old learn to love to learn.
Our goal has always been to help the family as a whole by teaching parents how to become better parents and teaching them the importance of them being involved in their child's education. It makes a big difference.
And in Jubilee, education is around-the-clock activity. From computer classes to English as a second language classes, to GED classes, to after-school programs. With the help of the Jubilee Park and Community Center Foundation, this is a neighborhood that is fighting its way out of a bad situation through learning.
I think you will find some young people that are now in their 20s that were with Jubilee from the beginning, and they're quite emotional about the place that Jubilee has played in their lives.
If I can inspire just one kid, that is my dream. Just to let them know that dreams do come true.
Diana Oriana represents the spirit of Jubilee. So does Lakita Chisholm. So does Tommy Garrett. They began coming to Jubilee Community Center in the 2nd grade, and their lives have been profoundly impacted because of it.
They were all loving, caring. They provided meals for us, you know, a hot meal. It was real fun. I love coming here every day after school.
There are people you want to see every day. They nice, they caring, everyone knows everyone. Everybody been living around here for quite a while now.
I mean, it's home. It's home. And I believe that I will be able to give back to my community. So even if I do move out of East Dallas community, Jubilee will always be my home.
There was the idea that this building might be almost 20,000 square feet. And what I think's really unique is that as an organization, we've ended up with almost that many square feet, but we did it by only building 9,000 square foot of interior space, adding the covered pavilion for flexible, you know, outdoor play and things in inclement weather, keeping one of the houses, and then keeping what was an old church in the community.
The church, one of the most historic buildings in Jubilee Park. It's a landmark, and today it houses everything from Saturday study sessions, to community meetings, to aerobics classes, to lessons in faith.
And may you give her peace. This we ask in the mighty name of Jesus.
Jubilee Park is a very, very special place. But it's not unlike a lot of communities where poverty exists and just, you know, tired houses. The resiliency of the people that live here is pretty amazing.
If it didn't happen to me, I wouldn't believe it.
Resiliency. It's a word that describes Catherine Burnett. After moving to Jubilee Park in 2004, she was diagnosed with cancer.
The second round of chemo went horribly wrong. It was too strong. And I ended up having a heart attack. My husband came out there about 4:30, 5 o'clock when he got off of work. And I was just coming out of surgery, so I was still sick. He said, well, I'm going to go home and I'm going to be back tomorrow. Well, he left to go home, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to see him in the morning anyway. But he never showed up. My pastor and his wife, which is my niece and nephew, came out to the hospital and told me that my husband was dead. At first, I didn't complain about the cancer. I didn't complain about the heart attack. Now I'm stuck here with a house with a 30-year mortgage that I cannot pay for.
In a time of need, Catherine, Miss Katie in the neighborhood, turned to Jubilee. She has been helped with her house, her health, and most importantly, her kids.
And I'm telling you the God's honest truth, where I would be without the Jubilee Center, without Giselle, without LaSheryl, without Stacy, because no matter what I go through, no matter how hard it gets, or when I just want to feel like I'm ready to just say, okay, God, I give up, just kill me now. They're there.
Yeah, people are grateful. I mean, they're grateful to be living here. That's one of the reasons they don't want to leave here. I mean, people don't want to leave this neighborhood because of Jubilee. People have so much respect for the staff here.
We've been working at this relationship and this partnership, if you will, for about 13 years, and we're still working at it every single day. And knowing that, you know, through good times and bad times, we're going to be there for each other.
Oh, sí. Sí, yo pienso es mi comunidad que siempre busqué, que encontré y que aquí voy a morir.
Marta Ruiz has a vivid memory of a community center made up of 2 homes in a park. And today, hope is achieved as that community center now looks like this.
The moral of the story is that the people who come here and seek to help are the ones ultimately transformed the most. They are benefited the most, their lives are changed, just as we hope to change lives in this community.
Ultimately, this is a story not about a building, but about many people experiencing a transformation. Not just community members, but volunteers and donors as well. You see, the spirit of Jubilee touches everyone involved. So in the end, together, we are all Jubilee.